incredible, amazing, brilliant, wonderful coach. You, yes, you, you. Yes, I am here to talk to you. I'm Ben Dooley, MCC coach, and I'm here to share with you insights, knowledge, experience of the many, many, many years that I have been coaching and training and developing and growing coaches just like you. So glad you're here because today I wanted to share with you. There was a thing that popped up as I was working with one of my coaches that I work with, and helping them. And we were talking about a little something, and then something came up, and something popped up, and my brain went, "Oh, what a fantastic thing to contemplate and consider." And I quickly made a little note, and then got right back. And so I want to share this with you because it's a simple question, and I think my hope is that this will come in handy when you're looking at how to put yourself out there, um, how to really show up confidently in your marketing, in your engaging, in your having those conversations, those sales conversations and closing conversations, and all of that. Look, man, I'm going to be really upfront and honest. I'm not a salesman. And yet, part of my job is selling me and selling coaching. And so I'm not a salesman. I've had sales training. I've learned, I've discovered, I've all done that, and I can sell, but it's just not who I am. And so the trick that I found is to not try to be a salesman. By the way, if it works for you, keep doing it. But for me, it's hard to be a salesman. But I am a coach, and I'm a coach who thoroughly, strongly, deeply knows coaching. And even more so, what we're looking at is, here's the part of the trick, is that we intellectually understand and get the value of coaching. Like, we know, oh, coaching is wonderful. Coaching is fantastic. Coaching is where change occurs, and people change, and people love coaching. And so that's it's all intellectual and conceptual. And then most of the time, when coaches have to start getting into that transition of asking for the business, as charging money, really making this a client interaction of money and worth and value, and that includes marketing and all of that stuff, that conceptual value of coaching starts to get shaky. Are you with me so far? Like, just really shaky. Like, I know it intellectually, but yeah, I don't know if I can really put myself out there or if I can make these claims that coaching will really help. And so what happens is, this is just, I'm walking you through. I haven't gotten to the big thing yet. So then what happens is, typically we go through our own experience of coaching people. We start to learn firsthand how it is true. What value did they get? What impact are we truly creating? So now, instead of just having an intellectual grasp and a wonderful, magical experience in our training, but when it comes to boots on the ground, having that conversation and asking for business, we don't quite completely trust it enough to take that step. But when we start having some experience, and we start getting a track record, and we start working with clients, getting more and more sure and more real proof this works. And I know this works, not just because it's cool and fun and exciting and wonderful. I know this works because I have walked people through it. I have experienced and seen and been an integral, critical part of witnessing and being a co-catalyst for their change. And so when we start accumulating that proof, we're able to stand with more authority. And this is with anything. This whether you're trying to sell anything or market or offer or provide anything, the more you trust yourself, the more confidently you get to show up and present, this is who I am and this is what I've got. So that's just the standard journey that we typically go through. Some people find it really, really quickly. Some people take a while to get there. And I'm going to offer one additional thing to consider. And you might be considering this already, but boy, I'll tell you, when I, again, not just as a, of course, question and answer, but when I really take a moment and think about this, think about it truly. So I want you to think about this whenever you started coaching. So for me, really roughly, depending on when you're watching this, it's, the time of this recording, it's been 19 years since I started coaching. So for you, could be a year, could be 5 years, could be 10, could be something, could be more, could be less. So whenever you started coaching, know that that is the moment when coaching came into your life. And it might have been in your life in a different way. It might have been you were being coached by somebody, or you would have done other coaching things, and then you decided to become a coach, or maybe you just started to be immersed in the coaching world at that point. I want you to go back to when you first experienced coaching. So whether or not it was when you stepped in your training, or whether or not it was when you first got a coach, or whatever it is, your first step into this world. Now, notice how your life has truly changed in amazing ways, whether how long or how short you've been doing this because of coaching. I'm going to make an assumption here. Because of coaching, because of the questions, because of the opening and the insights and the perspectives and all of the tools that we're given and being coached and learning about who we are and our human nature and human design and all of that, because coaching came into your life has changed in in amazing ways. Maybe small, maybe massively huge. My life changed dramatically over the last 19 years in many subtle, but also very huge and profound ways. All because I made that one little turn into coaching at that day, uh, 19 years ago. I could even go back a little bit more to the previous 2 years when I was doing kind of coaching like classes and courses and engaging, but it was before I discovered what this coaching was. So I want you to look at that beginning moment, that when that spark occurred, when that coach inside you woke up. And by the way, that's the part I love working with when I'm working with coaches, is that inner coach that's magical and amazing. And now, remember that date, whatever it was, mark it, write it down. Write down on this date when you first discovered coaching. And then notice how much, make a little quick note, how much your life has changed. And now, I want you to go back 5 years before that. What was your life? What was your life 5 years before you discovered coaching? What was going on? What were you doing? What, how were you spending your time? What were your goals? What were your desires? What was the direction and the projection you were moving? And notice, what if you had discovered coaching 5 years earlier? Where might your life be now? No way to know, but it's an interesting place to look. Go back 10 years from that actual date when you started this coaching direction and journey. Go back 10 years before. Where was your life then? And if somebody had had a coaching type conversation with you, checking in on your values, pointing and revealing your fears, looking and shifting perspectives, and reminding you that you have choice in your life, even when you think you don't, and really honoring and your integrity and your authenticity, and all of those things that we have gotten through coaching. Notice if you had gotten that 10 years earlier, how your life might be incredibly different. I can tell you, for me, if I had had that 5 years earlier or even 10 years earlier, I was in college, maybe in high school. No, Where was I? 2003. Yeah, 10 years earlier, I was here, just starting my life out of college. If I had known even a small portion, my life would have been radically different. So notice how your life would have been. Notice how your life is now. You get to speak to others with that full authority of what your life could have been and would have been and how your life is. Not just conceptually, not just like, oh, coaching is wonderful, but this is the true impact. When I'm having those marketing and sales conversations with people, I'm not holding them to the fire because that's the sales way. I'm not challenging, and I'm doing it because I'm a coach and because I care about that person I'm talking with. And because I know what coaching truly does, the impact it's had on my life, the impact that I'm so grateful that it came in my life at this point, and had it come in earlier and I was in a place to receive it, who knows? So consider that. Look at how coaching has truly impacted your life. And then share that. Share that with the person that you're having that sales conversation with. Not to give them your long story, but to stand in that truth. You don't even have to tell them anything. Just come from that place, that knowing, that pure personal knowing. This is powerful. And this truly changes lives. I know because it changed mine. It changed yours. It changes theirs. I hope this has helped. There's so many more coming. I got notes, I got things lined up, ready to go. I got tons. Just keep coming back because there's so much more. And practice this and try this out. Don't take my word for it. If you got any questions, go to bedo.org, bedo.org. That's be as in being and doing. It'll be there. Check out all the stuff that I've got. Come on, find out more. I'm here to help you truly be the coach that you are here to be. And until next time, I wish you happy coaching. Bye.